Hey guys, welcome back. It's TechnoTuner here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new deck profile for one of the decks that's slowly climbing my personal ranks for locals. This one is Odion. There's a lot of different builds in which you've seen throughout many different YouTubers, from Fiendsmith Odion to Labyrinth Odion to I've even seen Control Fairy Odion. In this case, I'm going to be showing you today my personal take on Pure. This deck has a lot of different capabilities, from being able to halt my opponent from searching cards, putting up some effect negation, or setting up some big beaters. So let's go ahead and hop right on into it. First up, we have 3 Man with the Mark. This card alone is very beneficial to the actual deck because it lets you search up a spell or trap that specifically states Temple of the Kings, or allows you to add a Temple of the Kings from your deck to your hand. It also makes it to where your continuous trap monsters or Apophis monsters, specifically, they can't be destroyed by battle or card effects while this Temple of the Kings and this card are on the board. It also makes it to where your Temple of the Kings cannot be destroyed by card effects. Up next, I play 3 Anubis, the Last Judge. This card's a lot of fun. It basically is a discard to add a Man with the Mark from the deck to your hand. It allows you to where if you have 3 or more traps in your graveyard, or 3 or more spells and traps with the Temple of the Kings in their description or name, you can shuffle back 2 of them and place it back onto the board. So basically you get to special summon it. Finally, we have the 2 last monsters, which is Merciless Scorpionus Circuit. This is a big beater monster by banishing a level 10, so you can banish Anubis the Last Judge from your deck or hand, or you can banish a Nibiru. And then I play the 1 Lord of Heavenly Prison. This basically protects your traps if you have no other option, and it's the only other card in your hand. It's also a really big beater to where it helps get through some bigger boards. All right. So we'll go ahead and move right on into the spells. Up next, we have 1 Temple of the Kings, the OG version. This one is basically you can activate a trap the turn it was set. You can send 1 Mystical Beast of Circuit in your monster zone, and this card you control to the graveyard, and special summon 1 monster from your hand or deck, or fusion monster from your extra deck. You can only use the effect of Temple of the Kings once per turn. It's basically a free way to get your search off for Man with the Mark, or to activate a trap that was set this turn. Up next, I play 3 Treasures of the Kings. This basically acts as Temple of the Kings while it's on the board. Not the whole effect of being able to activate a trap the turn it was set, but when this card is activated, you can set 1 Apophis trap from your deck directly to the field. This card's name becomes Temple of the Kings while on the field, and once per turn, while you have 2 or more set cards on your field, or a trap in your graveyard, you can add 1 monster that mentions Temple of the Kings from your deck to your hand. So basically, this gives you more capabilities for your search. So you can search Anubis, Circuit, or Man with the Mark, which is very helpful. Up next, we play the 1 Terraforming and the 1 Pot of Prosperity. Terraforming is just another copy of Treasures of the Kings at this point. I've seen people play Metaverse instead of Terraforming. Either way, they both are very beneficial in getting you to the field spell. The other one, which is Pot of Prosperity, is a good way to get some card draw because you don't necessarily need your extra deck. Your extra deck's there to help you go a little bit farther beyond what you can normally set up with the smaller monsters. All right. We'll next go over the traps before I go into the whole hand trap lineup. In this case, we're running 3 Apophis the Swamp Deity, 2 Apophis the Serpent, 1 embodiment of Apophis. And these are 3 of the main Apophis cards that you're going to be running, if not the only ones. I run 3, 2, 1. I've seen where people run 2 Apophis the Swamp Deity and 1 Apophis the Serpent without running the embodiment. I like running the embodiment because it gives me extra monsters to summon for the next turn. Apophis the Swamp Deity is a very great card because if you have 2 of them set and you summon one, when you summon the second Apophis, you can activate the trap effect when it summons to negate up to 1 card that is your opponent's trying to use. I've used it to out heavy Harpy's Feather Duster in certain cases, which helps complete the back row. Apophis the Serpent is just a great way to set up more traps, specifically Apophis traps from your deck to the field. So if you get to set Apophis, activate during your opponent's turn, you can activate it the turn it was set. So you can go Apophis the Serpent, summon itself, set Apophis the Swamp Deity, then summons itself when you want to activate that turn and negate a card effect on the board. And then Embodiment of Apophis is just a good normal monster that's got at least 1600 attack and 1800 defense. It's just a good searcher for that case for when Apophis the Serpent goes to the graveyard. I next play the 1 Statue of Anguish pattern, the 2 Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon, 2 Solemn Judgment, and 2 Solemn Strike. This is a weird combination. You will see most people play Statue of Anguish pattern because whenever you special summon a trap monster as a monster, you get to pop a card on the field. So basically you get to target it and destroy it. It's just a great way to control the board in certain cases. Not when you're going against Unchained, I might say, but it is still a lot of fun. The other 3, Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon, is a great way to really out Malice boards because they can't really set their cards face down. So whatever cannot be set face down in defense, it is automatically sent to the graveyard. So it's a great way of getting around that. I do play the 2 Solemn Judgment and 2 Solemn Strike. This is just to allow me to get further with the board, stop monster effects from activating, or just stop any cards I don't want to activate. I've had where I've been able to activate Solemn Strike to protect my man with the mark when I'm doing a search, and they activate Ash Blossom, so I can strike the Ash Blossom. All right, now moving into the hand trap lineup. This is a lot of hand traps for this deck, but it's mainly because this deck is so malleable, you can run any set of traps or hand traps that you really want to. For my case, I run 2 Nibiru, the Primal Being, 2 Effect Veiler, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 3 Dominus Purge. Dominus Purge is basically the trap version of Ash Blossom. Does come up from time to time, and it's very helpful. Now, if you were looking for a more budget option for Dominus Purge, I've seen some people play Drop Off or other funnier cards like Chain Trap Hole for those Snake Eyes players. It's actually really cool in what this deck can do with it. But yeah, if you can't afford Dominus ones, I would suggest for a couple other options, especially for this meta, swapping them out for Artifact Lancias, Chaos Hunter, or in certain cases, I would recommend just even running Dimensional Barrier or Fissure. Sorry. Yeah, D-Barrier. So Dimensional Barrier. All right. So that's all for the main deck today. So we'll go directly into our extra deck. Mine is going to look a little bit different than most others because I do like playing the Divine Scorpion Beast, just in case I ever do get to fusion summon it. But I do play the 1 Divine Scorpion Beast of Circuit because once it goes to battle phase, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, banish it, and it gains that attack equal to half the banished monster's original attack. You can use the effect only once per turn. Now, you can make a second attack each battle phase while a level 10 or higher monster is banished. So you're already doing that if you have summoned the original circuit, because you've banished either Nibiru or Anubis. Up next, we got 2 Divine Serpent Apophis. I love this card a lot, not just for the artwork alone, but because it's just a contact fusion with 2 Apophis traps. When it's summoned, you can target up to 3 Apophis traps with different names in your graveyard and set them. Once a return, if a trap card is activated during the damage step, you can target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. So it does offer the ability to allow you a free destruction on your opponent's board, along with being able to recycle back those resources that originally allowed you to summon it. Up next, I play the 1 Castell, the Sky Blaster Musketeer, the 1 Gallant Granite, 1 Time Thief Redoer, along with 1 Star Slayer Typhon and 1 Sky Thunder Zeus. Castell is basically my out to detonator because it cannot be destroyed, but it can be bounced. Gallant Granite allows me to get a search for Nibiru. Time Thief Redoer is if I have 2 level 4s on the board and I just want to go ahead and still steal some resources from my opponent, or be able to just tap out with it so it banishes itself and comes back during the end phase. Yep. Which is a very good way to keep a 2400 beater on the board. It also is pretty simple with the deck because sometimes you have more than 1 man with a mark and you just kind of want to get rid of one, and a Apophis trap, which this allows you to go into. Typhon and Zeus, of course, it's to help deal with bigger boards or bigger problems. Typhon is to help deal with any monsters with 3,000 or more attack, while Zeus is just a board clear if there's nothing else I can go into. Up next, I do have a few more. I do play the 1 Link Spider. I play Proxy F Magician for the funny part of being able to go Circuit plus another monster with 2,500 or less attacks. So if I have Circuit summoned to an arrow that Proxy F Magician is, and a trap monster, so one of the Apophis traps, I can go directly into the fusion circuit. It's actually a lot of fun, and not many people really expect that. I also do play 1 SP Little Knight, 1 IP, along with 1 Asa and 2 Silhouette Rabbit. The Silhouette Rabbits basically allow you to set an Apophis trap directly from your deck to your field, and when a continuous trap monster is summoned from the back row into the monster zone, it does allow you to pop another card as well, specifically a spell or trap, which is very good for back row control with certain decks such as Labyrinth. Asa is a great way to recur resources, as it lets you add a special summon a ground type or earth type monster from your opponent's graveyard to your board, or if it's destroyed, you can add 1 earth monster with 1,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand, so you can add that. So that's usually man with a mark. IP and SP, that's just your board break. But from there, it's pretty simple and pretty fun. Asa does come up a lot in the mirror match, to where it lets you get another man with the mark or Anubis and keep moving forward with damage. But I do run the 1 Link Spider because the Apophis trap monsters, when they're summoned, are normal monsters. So it's a lot of fun to just see them go off with that. Or if you get hit with a Nibiru for somehow or some reason, you basically just get to go directly into Link Spider and continue off. All right. Well, if you guys liked today's video, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and leave me a like. I do read y'all's comments and I do appreciate everything that you guys do. But that's it, and that's all I have for today. I'll catch you all in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?